The sun blazed over Sweetwater Valley, Texas, a relentless July scorcher that turned the air to molten glass. Tom Harper, a towering 6 feet 4 inches former corporate attorney, maneuvered his truck, laden with 800 pounds of feed, toward the gate of his 50-acre ranch. 2 years ago, he traded Manhattan skyscrapers for this rugged paradise, a gift from his late uncle, after a minor heart attack forced him to heed his doctor's warning, change your life or lose it. The move, shared with his wife, Emily, a biology teacher, had been a salve until today. As Tom approached the gate, a glint caught his eye, sharp and unnatural against the dusty horizon. His stomach sank. A massive padlock, industrial grade, gleamed defiantly, chaining his gate shut. A laminated notice fluttered beside it. Property locked due to HOA violations. Contact Sweetwater Valley HOA for resolution. Inside, his 12 Bison 2,000-pound Titans led by Titan, his massive bull paced restlessly, unfed since dawn. Tom's blood boiled. The HOA, a petty tyranny under President Laura Mitchell and her crony, Victor Crane, had nipped at his heels before, griping about his weathered fences or Seibel tractors. But this was war. They'd caged his animals on his own land. His calls to the HOA office hit a smug automated message, closed for the day. Emily arrived home, her calm grounding Tom's rising fury. "Can we cut it?" she asked, already filming the scene, her teacher's pragmatism cutting through the haze. Tom shook his head. "Not yet. They'd claim we're vandals. But I know another way in." He led her to a low fence on the west side, and together they hauled feed bags over, an undignified scramble for a man who'd once dismantled corporate giants in boardrooms. The Bison ate, but the lock remained a taunt, a gauntlet thrown. Morning found Tom at the HOA office, confronting Lisa Carter, the secretary, whose practiced sneer barely hid her disdain. "File a complaint. 10 business days," she droned. Tom's voice rose steady but edged. "I've got livestock starvying. You've blocked my legal access." Laura Mitchell emerged, her designer sunglasses a jarring contrast to the Texas dust, her smile venomous. "Your property's a disgrace, Mr. Harper. Fines are due law $2,500, plus remediation." Tom fired back, citing the grandfather clause in the HOA's own charter, exempting his pre-existing ranch from their aesthetic rules. Laura's eyes narrowed. "Read the regulations, cowboy." Victor Crane, her real estate partner, loomed behind her, his scowl hinting at their true game. "Developers would pay well for your land, Harper. Might be easier than fighting us." The pieces clicked. They didn't want his fence fixed. They wanted his ranch and the aquifer beneath it. Back home, Emily spread papers across their kitchen table, her research uncovering a Texas law protecting livestock access. "They can't legally lock us out," she said, handing Tom a highlighted statute. He nodded, already dialing Rachel Torres, an old law school friend now practicing locally. "We're not just unlocking the gate," he told Emily. "We're exposing their endgame." That night, as Titan's herd grazed under the stars, Emily squeezed his hand. "They picked the wrong rancher, didn't they?" Tom's resolve hardened. "They want rules? We'll play by mine." Old man Amos Reed, a 78-year-old Valley legend, sipped sweet tea on his porch when Tom V.Y. sighted. "Heard about your HOA trouble," Amos drawled. "They're after your water." He unrolled a 1960s geological map, tracing a blue-lined Sweetwater Creek, feeding an aquifer under Tom's ranch. "No water, no fancy development," Amos said. "Laura's been buying up land for 2 years through Mitchell Crane Properties. Your place is their last puzzle piece." He recounted Laura's past disgraced mayor ousted for permit scams, now clawing her way back via the HOA. Tom's next stop was the Sweetwater Diner, where Rachel confirmed the legal violation of the lock and shared rumors of a luxury project, Sweetwater Estates, pitched to investors with promises of abundant water only Tom's land could provide. "They're bullying the whole town," Rachel whispered. "People are scared to fight back." The stakes rose when Tom caught Lisa and a surveyor trespassing near his south pasture, planting flags that screamed water mapping, not fence violations. "You're on private property," he called, filming. Lisa's defiance crumbled under his legal challenge, and they fled. That evening, Emily found a digital brochure for Sweetwater Estates, its rendering unmistakably Tom's ranch. They weren't planning to buy his land, they'd already sold it in their minds. Tom pored over county water laws, discovering a clause: if an aquifer spanned multiple properties, all owners shared rights. Laura and Victor's land grab suddenly made sense. They needed every parcel to control the water. A GPS tracker under Tom's truck, found by Emily, confirmed they were watching his every move. At the town council meeting, Laura proposed an ordinance limiting dangerous livestock like bison, a transparent ploy to bankrupt Tom's ranch. He countered with a video of his peaceful herd, invoking their historical significance and his grandfather clause. Amos stood, holding up the estate's brochure, exposing its overlap with Tom's land. The council tabled the ordinance, but Laura's fury was palpable. That night, Tom's truck tires were slashed, a note warning: "Sell or face consequences." He called an old FBI Academy friend, Ethan Cole, now in private security, to install cameras. The footage soon captured Victor's hired men weakening a fence section near the HOA's planned city, a setup for an escape to justify their ordinance. Tom and Emily turned the sabotage into a trap. Texas law shielded owners from liability if livestock escaped due to third-party damage, especially along historical migration paths. Amos's maps showed crossing HOA land. Emily's training had conditioned the bison to respond to sound signals, giving them control. When the HOA hosted an investor showcase on falsely claimed public land, Tom activated the signal. Titan led the herd through the weakened fence, storming the event with majestic calm. Investors scattered, Laura screamed, and Tom called Sheriff Ben Carter. "My bison escaped through a tampered fence," he said, showing maps proving the land was public. An investor confronted Laura about the aquifer, and Tom revealed her denied water permits, unraveling her lies. In court, Laura's high-priced attorney, Gregory Vance, painted Tom as reckless, but Tom, representing himself with Rachel's support, dismantled their case. He presented the grandfather clause, surveillance of the fence sabotage, and environmental inspector Daniel Foster's testimony about Laura's falsified reports. Historical maps and land records exposed the HOA's fraud. Laura's courtroom outburst, "Who cares about bison and water?" sealed her fate. Judge Clara Bennett ordered the lock removed, fines rescinded, and an investigation into Mitchell Crane Properties for fraud. Victory was fleeting. Amos called, Laura, Victor, and Lisa were at the ranch with excavation equipment, claiming a permit to inspect water lines. Tom and Emily raced back, finding a forged document and Victor's crew digging illegally. As Victor grabbed Tom's collar, Titan appeared, his herd behind him, a primal force halting the trespassers. Sheriff Ben arrived with Daniel and state investigators, who arrested Laura and Victor for trespassing, forgery, and fraud. The forged permit and surveillance footage buried them. Weeks later, Sweetwater Valley exhaled. A new HOA board, led by Amos, promised transparency. Laura and Victor faced prison, their fraud exposed by investor lawsuits. Tom's ranch became a conservation site, drawing sighters to see the bison and hear the tale. The padlock hung in his barn, a relic of hubris. "Never lock a bison rancher's gate," Tom told curious guests, Titan grazing nearby, a silent testament to the land's untamed spirit.